Hey guys, this is Arsenal Giants PS3 and this is transfer talk for the 5th of August. It's really weird, you know, we're coming towards that Premier League season and starting pretty soon. What is it, like 14 days now? I'm sorry I haven't had one of these out in a while. I just want to say that I had some cousins, some relatives down, so I haven't really had time, so my uploads have been a bit slack. But let's go straight into the rumours, and we have got some pretty exciting ones. And the first one is that Robin van Persie has done a U-turn basically and decided to stay at Arsenal now. This one has come again from various sources and is closely linked to the Cazorla and Nerissa deals. But you know, this is the main saga of the summer, I guess you could call it. Obviously last season we had Fabregas and kind of Fabregas the season before, and you know, this Van Persie deal's been going, you know, almost dragging on in every sense of the word really. And as an Arsenal fan, obviously I'm relatively delighted. Obviously it's quite hard to know, you know, he didn't sign the contract straight away, what to think, but as an Arsenal fan, I think it'll be a relatively good transfer for him. I reckon that would be a clever move for him to kind of stay at Arsenal, but also it would be a clever move to go elsewhere. So it's hard on that one, you know, that's one of those deals which can split opinion, but I reckon Robin van Persie staying at Arsenal would be a relatively clever thing to do. Next up we have this man, Daniel De Rossi of Roma, and he has been linked with a move to Manchester City. Now £20 million is apparently the price, and that seems a very good deal for De Rossi. He is a very versatile midfielder, some would argue one of the best, and he did very well for Italy during Euro 2012. I reckon he would only be superb again, you know, playing next to someone like Yaya Toure, almost said YOLO Toure then, Yaya Toure, and I reckon he would just be a very, very good player. He is 29, but those players in the centre of the park only improve with time, as Pirlo shows, as Xavi shows, you know, age isn't really a restriction, and I just can't, you know, he would just improve their midfield so much. He is better than Barry, not as much as people would think maybe, but he is a very, very good player, Daniel De Rossi, and I reckon that would be a superb move for everyone except for Roma fans. Number 3 comes this move came courtesy of the Daily Mail, so that's just where that rumour came from, and yeah, relatively good source, I guess, not the greatest, but again, you know, at this stage it is just mainly loads and loads of rumours going around. Number 3 comes courtesy of the Mail on Sunday, which is I think part of the Daily Mail, I'm not too sure, and it's that this man Ashley Williams is linked with Liverpool. Now Brendan Rodgers obviously came from Swansea, and he's a big fan of his own players, you know, Joe Allen and stuff, but Williams did superbly last season, was a very, very good player in a very, very strong Swansea defence, and this one is quite, you know, this one again would split opinion purely because Williams is being seen as a replacement to Agger if Agger goes to Manchester City. Now I did cover that one before with a little bit of hostility, not gonna lie, people weren't too happy about that, but you know, I reckon Williams would be a very, very good player. I think he's relatively young. Oh no, he's quite, well, not that old, 28, but he's a good player, and again, to be fair with centre backs, you know, age only really improves the centre back over time, and I think that would be a good one. I reckon they could get him relatively cheap as well, and it just looks like a good deal for them. Hopefully Agger doesn't go and this move could like still take place. I reckon he'd be a very good player just to come in, maybe get a feel for Jamie Carragher's spot if Jamie Carragher is getting on a bit, but I reckon, you know, Williams to Liverpool would be a good move, and Brendan Rodgers has so far spent relatively wisely, but who knows what Liverpool could pay for them. Next up is a relatively crazy one. I do like to include the pretty, I don't want to say ridiculous, but optimistic ones, let's put it like that, and it's that Nigel de Jong has been linked with not only Arsenal but Inter Milan. Now that one's absolutely crazy. It comes courtesy of Footy Latest, a website I've never heard of, but all the same, Nigel de Jong, I think he could fit in at Inter. I reckon he's got the ability and the kind of physicality to succeed in the Serie A. Not so much at Arsenal. I couldn't see him slotting into the Arsenal team. He's a good player for Man City, to be honest. He has got that dirty reputation, but you need players like that, and I reckon he'd be good at Inter Milan. But to be honest, you know, he's better off at staying at Manchester City. To be honest, his career is going in all the right places at the moment. And our final one, again including Manchester City, and this one is one that I reckon would actually be a very, very clever move, and it's that Scott Sinclair, who used to play for Chelsea, has been linked with Manchester City. This one is courtesy of the Sunday Mirror, so again a pretty good source, and it's that Scott Sinclair is on the targets basically for Manchester City. Now I reckon this is bad news for Adam Johnson. Obviously I reckon Johnson should play more, and you'd be kind of scared that Sinclair wouldn't be given the opportunity he needs and at the time on the pitch he needs to kind of become an England great. But Sinclair is a very, very good player, and I think if Manchester City are really interested in building for the future, you know, looking at using Vladimir Weiss and all that kind of stuff, then he could be a very good player. But if he's used wrong and if he's left on the bench, it would be a bad move for Sinclair. I would say Sinclair, if he stayed at Swansea City for a bit longer, then maybe thought about going to one of the bigger clubs when he's going to be a starter, I think it would be a good deal. But at this time, maybe Sinclair to Manchester City wouldn't be such a good move for him. Now, thanks guys for watching. Sorry this video has been a little bit sketchy. Getting back into the groove of making videos. Obviously I haven't made one for like 4 or 5 days, and sorry if the mic again's a bit funny. I really need to get a new one. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode of whatever I upload. I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.